So, as I was saying, every plant has its survival strategy.
Yes.
And for an apple to thrive and survive and fruit, it needs to be pollinated. And then once it's been pollinated by a bee or any other insect, it can then give fruit, and the fruit will have a seed, which it then, if you think about the pattern, is it makes it in a sphere shape. And this sphere shape, this ball, think how much of the surface area, of the internal surface area is exposed in a sphere?
Yeah, none.
None of it, because it's protected. So that shape is telling you, I'm here to protect something. And in this case, it's protecting the seed, but for how long? At some point, it actually wants you to take the seed.
Yeah.
So what does it do?
Opens.
Or, depending on what the fruit
what
is,
it is, yeah.
If it's an apple, for example, it goes red and says, hey, I'm ready to eat.
Yeah.
Eat me.
Yeah.
Come along, animal, eat me, take me away, poop my seed out.
Yeah.
And the seed is designed to not be crushed and not to be destroyed in your stomach. So it's designed for that. It's designed to go through your bowel system and into the ground with a dollop of nutrients, and boom, you've got a tree.
Yes, sir.
These are survival strategies for all plants, animals, everything. We all have our survival strategies.
Yeah.
And yeah, so if we can understand those survival strategies, so in order for and we can allow and we can understand that. This is how I understand plants, is I just look at their survival strategy. If I was this plant, what would I be asking for to help me really thrive in the world?
See.
How much sun do I need? How much water do I need? When do I want to be pollinated? Da, 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 da. And I work all this out, and I think by observation. I look, I observe, I see, and the plant tells me. There's certain patterns that will tell me that this is what I need. This is what I'm going to do. And once you start looking, you'll recognise these patterns, and it's quite obvious. So with an apple tree, imagine all you have is an orchard full of apples.
Yeah.
All of the apples are the same type. Imagine they all flower at exactly the same time.
Yeah.
How long do you think it will be before the bees and other insects find your apple tree and pollinate it? Where are they coming from? If there's nothing else for them to be foraging on, how long is it going to take? If you had to just every day just randomly go around looking for food, how long is it going to take until you find that particular patch of food?
It's going to take you a minute, innit?
Well, you're going to be wandering around. You're not going to go straight there the day it opens.
No, you're not, no.
It's going to take you a while. So it could be a week. It could be 3-4 weeks or something before you find that patch, that orchard. What if a wind comes, a really strong wind, boom, takes all the flowers away?
But then you're not going to find it, are you?
You're not going to find it.
You're not going to find it.
And without being pollinated, how much fruit are you going to get? I remember one time a friend that I met on a foraging course. I do a lot of wild food walks and take people wild. And this guy was actually from a university, and he was teaching agriculture. And I was saying to him something about how, I don't know what to do with all the apples this year. It's like incredible amount of apples. He said, what are you talking about? There's no apples in England this year. I said, no, what are you talking about? My apple tree's full. He said, no, mate, there's no apples anywhere in England, because as soon as they opened, all the frost came or a wind came or something, I don't know what. But he said, all of the orchards are empty. We're having to import everything. I said, come and have a look. My garden is full of apples, trust me. So he came and had a look. I showed him. I should point out the way that I grow my food is called forest gardening. So it's like creating like a little forest garden. So I was showing him my forest garden, and showed him how I plant things like the onions and other things, phacelia and a few other things, underneath my tree.
Yeah.
That flower a month before my apple tree does. So, I also make insect habitats. I make places for mason bees, for wild bees. So there's 2,000 types of bees in
Yeah,
Europe.
yeah.
Well, certainly in England. Only one of them is the honeybee. People talk about how important and precious the honeybee is, but actually there's 2,000 other types of bees that are also precious. And people talk about honeybee because it makes honey. They want their honey. That's why they're looking after it so much, at the expense of the other bees. So actually beekeeping, first of all, bees have been around for 260 million years before, humans
Before
were.
you started.
They survive perfectly. They do not need to be, looked after. What are you talking about? This is your arrogance. You want to exploit them for their honey. Yeah, it's not. So name it.
Yeah.
Name things right.
Aye.
Don't say you're protecting
Aye,
and
this is
saving
mad
bees.
knowledge,
Yeah. Don't say you're protecting bees. No, you're in it for yourself, mate. You're in it selfishly because you want something from it. We also need to protect the other bees. So, I have plants that grow underneath my apple trees
Yeah.
that are flowering, and then I have insect habitat for all kinds of other insects to live there. So they're already there. So as soon as my apple tree opens, boom,
They're there.
pollinated. I've got apples galore.